This is not lunch. This is actually my latest mini board. Let's go. Hi there, Perfecto Castro here, and welcome to my channel. And this is my latest grab and go miniature pedal board fly rig contraption featuring the brand new Line 6 Pod Express. The Pod Express is the latest pedal from Line 6 and it features HX quality tones, 7 amps, 7 cabs, 17 effects, a USB-C OTG port that allows you to use it as an audio interface for your computer or your phone. As for power, the Line 6 Pod Express can take 3 AA batteries. That way you can use this anywhere and not have to hunt down a wall outlet. But it also takes a 9-volt power input. That way it's ready to incorporate into your existing pedal board. And somewhere in there is a looper. Big thanks to Line 6 for sponsoring this video and for sending me my very own Pod Express to show off to all you guys. And if you want to get a Pod Express to build your very own miniature pedal board, I will have affiliate links to Sweetwater, Thommen, and Amazon in the video description. So please use those links to buy yours and help a channel out. Thank you so much for your extra support. Okay, I'm going to set things up and I'm going to show you guys what exactly is happening inside this I don't even know what to call it, my latest mini board. In the meantime, enjoy this quick jam I put together using some of the tones I programmed in the Pod Express. Okay, now let me walk you through what I have going on with this tiny little setup. I'll be using my Yamaha Pacifica Standard Plus. That way we have access to both single coils and humbucker. Now first things first, I need to check my tuning. So to access the Pod Express tuner, press and hold the tap tempo button. And that will get you into tuner mode. The LED lights now serve as your tuning indicator. Okay, flat. And when you get all green, that is when you are in tune. Okay, all tuned up. Now the Pod Express is very, very easy to tweak. Everything is already indicated and laid out on the face of the pedal. Turn this knob to select your amp model, and then the functions for the other knobs are clearly marked. So distortion, modulation, delay, and reverb. Now, a lot of the parameters for these effects are already set up for their optimum sound. So turning the knobs pretty much just adjusts the mix or the intensity of the effect. However, there is further tweakability available for the amp model. So hold down the Alt button, and then now you can adjust the secondary functions for each knob. So you have gain, treble, middle, and bass. Now here's a tweaking tip for the Pod Express. Adjust the amp settings before you get into adjusting your effects, because holding down the Alt button while turning the knob gets a little clunky. And if you don't hold the Alt button just right, you end up tweaking the effects instead of the amp control. So dial in the hidden function first, and then add on the tweaking for the effects. Now for the amp selector, we start with a clean tone, and from there it just gets dirtier. So basic clean sound, and then slightly dirtier, crunchier, more dirt, even more dirt, dirtier, and dirtiest. Now we're on the 7th amp model. There's actually an extra click, and that disables the amp modeling altogether when no LEDs are lighting up. Now the Pod Express is also capable of saving presets. To go into preset mode, press both foot switches at the same time, and the LED lights turn to a different color. In fact, we have 21 presets available to be saved on the Pod Express. The first bank is all white LEDs, and if you turn the rotary encoder, that steps you through the different presets, and then it just keeps going. Now we're on the yellow bank, 7 again, and then the purple bank, 7 again, and then it just goes back. Now the entire white bank, the first 7 slots, are populated with factory presets, and they correspond to the amp models available. So this is the factory clean preset, factory special, factory chime, factory dynamic, factory crunch, factory heavy, and finally lead. Now this is a great starting point to build your presets. Select the kind of tone that you want. Let's say, let's go for chime. And then get out of preset mode and start tweaking the knobs to your heart's content. So I'm going to turn all the knobs down first, and then listen to the tone. That's already a nice basic amp tone that I can work with using my Pacifica. So Line 6 did a pretty good job getting the amp presets in a nice tonal ballpark. Let's see if I add more gain. Okay, there you go. LED lights now indicate where you're at as far as gain goes. Too much. I'll go with that. Now let's start with reverb. Maybe a hall. Okay, that's good. And then I want a stereo delay. Let's see, analog. Digital. Tape. Okay. This stereo delay. Ah, there it is. Ping pong. Okay, and let's adjust the intensity. Not too much. Okay, I'll go with that. Then, now let's add a little bit of modulation for something fun. Okay, now if at any point I want to dirty this up even further, let's add in a little bit of distortion. So you can choose between boost, overdrive, distortion, or fuzz. I'm going to go with boost. And then maybe modulation lessen a little bit. I just want a little bit of movement, not a full-on tremolo. Okay, now I'm good with that. To save this preset, I'm going to press this amp encoder. And when it starts flashing, I can rotate to the slot where I want to save it in. I'll put it in the purple bank. And then you press the knob again. And that is now saved. Go into preset mode. Notice that I am not terribly concerned about, what the exact amp model is, what the cab is, what kind of boost the distortion model is at. This is not a pedal for the tone snobs. This is designed to be a quick and easy tone machine to get you up and running. Now, I believe there will be an app or a desktop editor available eventually, but it's not available to me right now. So I am primarily using my ears to dial in these tones, and that's what you guys should do too. However, if those things are really important to you, they are detailed quite nicely in the Pod Express online manual. I know people don't like reading manuals, but hey. Okay, so here is where the fun begins, because I have figured out a very cool way to get the most out of the Pod Express. And that is with the foot switch assignments. In case you haven't noticed earlier, I was clicking the distortion module on and off using the on button. And if you crack open the manual, there is a very clear set of instructions how to assign functions to the different foot switches and change it from the factory setting. In the factory setting, this button turns the pedal on and off, including the amp modeling. And then there are options to set it so that it just turns off the effects but keeps the amp modeling on, or you can assign it to specific effects blocks, which I did, and I assigned it to the distortion block. To control even more functions, the Pod Express has an external foot switch input in which you can use either a dual button foot switch or an expression pedal. I chose the dual button foot switch because the expression pedal pretty much just controls volume, and for my purposes, I don't really need a volume pedal. Now the foot switch is purchased separately, and you will need the non-latching soft touch type. And this foot switch is something I picked up on Amazon, fairly cheap, under 20 bucks, but it does the job. Okay, so bear in mind, I have this rig. I can turn on the distortion, turn it off, turn on the delay, turn it off, turn on the modulation, turn it off. And this just transformed my entire preset into its own rig. You know, amp and 3 pedals plus reverb. Now I want you to think about what this entire setup replaces. It replaces an amp, a cab, or a DI box, or an IR loader, 3 pedals, your pedal board, your power supply, and the amp needs to have onboard reverb that you can switch between spring, hall plate, or, you know, this ambient reverb. So yeah, and this is just one preset. Then I have 21 other possible setups with different, you know, modulations, dirt, distortions, amps, and reverbs. So and it fits in this takeout box. It's amazing. Now let's talk about the switching, because this is quite important. The switching is seamless. As soon as you click on the foot switch, the sound engages right away. And the same goes for presets. So let's go back into preset mode and let's see. Let's check out the factory presets first. So in preset mode, the onboard foot switches now act as up and down buttons. So from here, up, up. See how quickly that changes sounds? It's virtually gapless. So let's see. Let's go from a crunch to heavy. It's great. So you can actually change sounds using the presets and the foot switches if you want, or you can use my earlier preferred setup, which is each preset is its own rig and I can click in and out different effects. Okay, so here's the preset that I put together. I'm using the Crunch amp model. And then I have the ping pong delay that I can turn off. Then I can kick in an overdrive to bump the mids a little bit. And then for extra bite, I can kick in a phaser. Now, as far as preset switching, there are 2 ways that you can go about it. So one is the up and down with these 2 foot switches, right? And then if you go into global settings, hold down Alt and the amp encoder button, and that gives you the different selections. I can go from up and down preset switching to a load on and off style preset switching. So let me show you how a load on and off works. So let's click on this and then get out. So now I can go from this preset and skip a couple of slots, maybe go back into the white bank, right? And then at the appropriate time within the song, I can press down on these 2 foot switches and activate that loaded on preset. It's great. Now I have access to everything. Now another reason why this rig is ultra flexible is the number of setups or scenarios that you can use it in. So you can use it as a direct amp solution for front of house or into a full range flat response speaker, or you can disable the cab simulation and plug it into a guitar amp's effects return or power amp input. And with the USB-C OTG, you can actually plug this straight into your computer or your phone for quick content creation. And that is how I've been recording these sound samples right now. So let me show you with my other phone. There is the USB-C output, and if we follow the cable along, there is my camera, and this is my pedal cam being recorded, and the other end of the USB-C is plugged into the phone. So we have pristine audio coming from the Pod Express. Right now I'm using my Android phone as my pedal cam, so you only need a USB-C to USB-C data cable. But if you have an older phone like I do that still uses the Lightning port, then you'll need a Lightning to USB-C OTG adapter. It's a mouthful. And if you plug in the Pod Express into your computer, Mac, or PC, it shows up as a dedicated audio interface. So you can record your guitar DI or the processed guitar signal, and you can also use it as a reamp device. Everything is detailed in the manual. Okay, now let me show you a couple more setups that I would use this Pod Express takeout box rig in. Oh, I need help naming this. I need a more elegant name. Put your suggestions in the comment section. Okay, the first setup is taking the Pod Express takeout rig and plugging it into a guitar amp's effects return or power amp input. So right now I have it plugged into my Rev D25 Dynamis combo in the back, and that is mic'd up with a Sennheiser E906 going straight into my camera's XLR input. Okay, you may have noticed that the tone is a little muffled, and that's because I haven't disabled the cab simulation on the Pod Express yet. So I took this same tone and saved it to another preset, but in that preset, the cab sim is turned off, so you can compare. Much better. I also have a cabless version of my clean patch, so let's go to that one. I actually have the fuzz selected for my clean patch that I can kick in. So if the jam space or the gig venue already has a guitar amp with an effects loop, then my takeout rig has me covered. Okay, the next setup is going into a full range power speaker. So I'm taking my Pod Express takeout rig and I plugged it into my Bose S1 Pro Plus in the back. And here is how that sounds. Oh, whoa. Okay, I'm still on my guitar amp effects return preset. So let me move down to where I have the cab sims engaged again. There, much better. Let's go into my heavier preset. Yeah, so my Pod Express takeout rig has me covered for whatever gig or jam situation I may find myself in. And the best part of it is that this entire rig, the Pod Express plus the 2-button foot switch from Amazon, is, you know, under $200. Not even $190, I think. It's amazing. Okay, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I had fun showing off my new Line 6 Pod Express takeout rig. Again, big thanks to Line 6 for sponsoring this video and for giving me free reign in showing off the Pod Express to all you guys. And if you want to get your very own Pod Express, please buy them from my affiliate links in the video description. Thank you so much for your extra support. You've made it this far, so give this video a thumbs up, like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let me know what you think about my little takeout rig. What other fun pedal board alternatives can you think of? Share them in the comment section. There's an end card to go watch another video here on my channel, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers.